and welcome back. I'm Mondef, of course, and I am on the Utopia server playing more modded Minecraft, and I had a problem with my recording. I run a room fan to keep everything nice and cool, keep the air around my computer circulating, and I forgot to turn it off when I was recording, so that entire recording sounds like so we're not going to use that, but I guess I have more work to do. I'm going to show you what I did in that episode that you'll never see, and we can move forward from there. I still have tons of time to record, so it's not like I have, not like I'm out of time, it's just that I've wasted a lot of my time. The first thing that I've done is I've set up a Mistcraft book. So these are some linking books. So this links me back to Mistcraft Mountain. And so we're here in Mistcraft Mountain, where we get a ridiculous amount of frame lag for some reason. We can go here to the home bases. I also claimed one of these little portal spaces. Not that I've put anything up there to identify that as mine, but this is my cave, so we'll go back to my cave. And here we are, nice and back. That makes it easy to travel back and forth without having to use boats, which I did a few times. There's two of these because when you craft one, you get two, and it just plopped them both down on the ground. Here's my ender chest. You can see it's actually fairly clean. There's not very many ores left in there, and even my miner's backpack, is now empty as well. I have been processing my ores using this. So let's go through it quickly. It's not a very complicated setup, and it is kind of the poor man's version, so I know there are faster and more efficient and more productive ways to do this, but for now this will work for the time being. We've got a water source here, and behind this block there's another water source. Both of those feed the aqueous accumulator, making sure that it's always full of water. I have this set to output on all the faces, which means that up here in the steam dynamo it's also going to get water. The steam dynamo, this is like the old engines, but instead of creating what was the old power name? I don't even remember. This now creates a thing called redstone force, RF, and it does take coal to run, and then it creates steam, which creates power. If it runs out of water, it runs out of steam, and then it can't create power. If it runs out of coal, same thing, runs out of steam, can't create power. These are almost empty of power, so let's go ahead and feed it with coal. I like how these little redstone force internal batteries, which is what this is, an internal battery, I like how they're consistent throughout all the new interfaces. So you can see the new redstone force battery icon, and you can really see exactly how much redstone force there is in the internal battery. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming this is for some sort of system for like charging this without feeding it, but I'm feeding it with power, so everything's fine. There's also no animation playing, which is a lot better for frame rate issues for the animations. So, and then behind this, we have Leadstone Energy Conduit, which if you hadn't stayed up to date with the mods, the new version of Thermal Expansion has several different tiers of power transfer. So this is the lowest, cheapest tier, and but it's still plenty powerful enough. It can transfer 80 redstone force at a time, and we can see here in the energy conduit window here that this can, at a maximum, it can output 80. So there's no way we're going to overload the conduit here. It should be all just fine. I also like this, a neat small feature, but look how NEI moves as you open and close these windows. I don't know when they added that, but I am in love with that feature. They used to get in each other's way, but now they're all nice and friendly. They're all friendly. Alright, here's the pulverizer. The pulverizer then pulverizes the ore using the power from the steam dynamo. And that was coming from this hopper. This is just a vanilla Minecraft item hopper, which is pulling out of this chest. So I just kind of dump the things to be pulverized in here, and they get pulverized. And then we have this set so that it inputs from the left, which is where the hopper feeds, and it outputs to the right, the orange side, which is where this redstone furnace is. And some items like copper also create gold. So each copper will give you 2 copper dust, which gives you 2 ingots, but it also has a small chance to give you gold, which I have extra gold. Oh, I was trying to put it in there, not take it. Ah, darn. So this gives you not only double the ores, but I think it's 10% with... oh, I didn't want recipes. I wanted uses. Here we go. I think it's 10%. Yeah, we can see 10% chance to get pulverized gold. So you also get a 10% boost for getting gold, which is great. And here we can see with all the copper smelting. And I'm going to go ahead and force it to do gold for a second. And these can just pile up in here and everything will be just fine. So you can see how my ores are doing. I've smelted down most of my ores. What you see in here is what is left yet to be done. And of course, some iron left there too. It looks like I should actually increase the size of this chest to a double chest. So let's go ahead and take care of that quickly. I kind of like this thing, but I'm kind of don't too. I don't know. It's kind of awkward having to like pick it up and like clear out the recipe and then grab stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to keep using this backpack. It's not my favorite thing in the world so far. But for the time being, we'll go ahead and keep using it. I've done the torches around because I don't want mob spawning down in here. Alright, so that's the first thing we did is we set up my automatic ore. And of course we can click with the middle mouse button to sort it in a number of different ways. That's my favorite. It's right there. Stack the gold. I said stack the gold. Oh, it's putting it into the bottom side of the chest. That's fine. Whatever. It's all good. Oh, now it's actually smelting gold. So it's never going to catch up. It's going to always be stuck on gold. That's not cool. That's not at all what I wanted to happen. Oh, now it's loading iron. That'll gum it up real good. So it'll have to wait. Yeah, it'll have to wait. I hope. Anyway, after setting this up, which is, I didn't want to process my ores until I had to wait to at least double them, and this does more than that, which is great. After that, I wanted to start making some better tools, actually being able to use my iron and gold and other materials to actually do things. So here we've got the stencil table, and if you're not familiar with this, this is from the Tinker's Construct mod. It's a cool mod. It allows you to make custom tools. And you just kind of flip through here and you grab each of these patterns out and into your inventory. One at a time, each one takes a blank pattern, which you can look up in any how to craft. It's easy. And you throw them all into this pattern chest, putting the pattern chest next to this part builder, which seems strange that there's 2 different blocks that have to work together, and neither of them is useful without the other. Anyway, on this part builder, you can access the pattern chest next to it, and we can start to build parts, which is awesome, right? Okay, so I'm going to build some parts. I also started dumping stuff into chests here just to get them out of my inventory because my inventory was full. Let's see, use some cobble here. And I think I want to use cobble for my parts because I am just going to be making, let's see, what do I want to make first? There are a whole bunch of different types of things that you can make, and here are a few of them. I'm interested in this one, the mattock. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's a versatile farming tool. It's effective on dirt, wood, and plants, and it can hoe stuff. So it requires an axe, a shovel head, and a handle, so I'm wondering if it cuts down trees, digs up dirt, and has a handle. But so you see, this one says it's effective on dirt, sand, and snow, and this one only says dirt and plants. So does that mean it won't dig sand? I don't know, but I want to try it. So we're going to make one of those. We need an axe head, a shovel head, and a rod, and we're just going to make one out of stone just because I don't want to waste iron if it's not going to do what I want. One of these is a basic tool rod pattern. So we can go ahead and take a tool rod. We also need a pickaxe head. No, not a pickaxe, an axe head. So I got to take the shard out of get the shard out of the way. The axe head, we also needed the shovel head pattern. Okay. So that should be all the different pieces we need. And then you got to pick the pattern, kind of forces you to craft it correctly. So there you can see that's how you make an axe, just the rod and the head. But yeah, put the shovel head on it as well, and you make a mattock. And it makes a cool deek sound. Okay, so it doesn't dig stone, but we kind of didn't expect it to. Here's sand. This was a test because it didn't say sand on it. Is that any faster than just using my fist? Not really. Okay. Alright, I don't know if that's a huge problem. Let's get some... Here's some wood out. That's definitely faster than using your fist to do it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that works on wood. Does it also work on logs? That's a good question. We're just going to do a little experimentation because I watch a lot of YouTube, and I assume you guys do too, but I haven't actually seen anybody play with the mattock. So I like to know what all these tools do. Yeah, so see, it works on logs, so that's good. Let's go ahead and test it on dirt. So if it works on both logs and on dirt pretty well, oh yeah, like a shovel. So I may just use this instead of a shovel and an axe. Just use one kind of comprehensive tool piece because it will be less in my inventory. I'm all about limiting the inventory. Is this also... Let's see, we can look it up in one of these books. There are 3 books that go with this mod as well. Here's the first, I think it's in the first one. And they kind of tell you about the different things. There's more information here than is in the crafting bench. I think maybe, okay, tools. So this is where we get the mattock. So it tells you, so it's a multi-tool. It also works somewhat like an axe and a shovel, but it's not a replacement for either. I don't see why it's not a replacement for the axe at all. If it can dig up all the wood. It's not as powerful as some of the axe they have, some of the nicer axe that they have in here, but I think it is a replacement for a normal axe. And shovel, okay, I get that it's not going to dig up probably gravel very well, and it's probably not going to dig up the dirt as well as we would like, but I think it's worth it. I think that's a fair trade-off. I do think this mod is balanced very well from what I've been able to kind of learn about it. Now, let's see here. This also talks about all the different materials that you can use to make your things, your tools. Nope, that's in the next one. I don't know why it's not just one, like tab book or something. I don't know. Materials, so it's past all the tools. Here we go. So here's where we start. We can of course build out of wood. Wood is the base value for the handle. This is the one I'm most interested in because the other ones have important values. So I'm going to start by looking at the handle. So you can make it out of wood and you get 1 times. But so you can actually see the wood, the stone rod is actually worse. Yeah, it's a half times variable modifier. Iron, of course, is better, as we would expect, 1.3. Flint is even better than stone, 0.7. Cactus is a 1x. Bone is 1 times. That's kind of interesting to use a bone as a rod. I think that's kind of cool. Bone has a base durability that's higher. So that's interesting. But yeah. Obsidian is actually worse, which is surprising. You'd think obsidian would be really hard, but it's not. 0.8. Alumite, which we don't have access to. Netherrack. This is made of what? Netherrack tools, which I always thought you should have anyway. A netherrack tool rod has a handle modifier of 1.2x, and netherrack is really easy to get your hands on. Just hop in the nether, dig up a little bit of netherrack, and bam! You got a better tool rod than stone or anything like that. Of course, you could also use slime if you have access to that kind of stuff, which I don't have access to yet. And then it shows you how to craft some of those things. Paper is also an interesting one because it adds writable, which lets you modify your tools, which we'll do later. But it has a horrible handle modifier, 0.3, so I'm not going to use paper. And then cobalt, manganesium, and copper. Copper's pretty good too, 1.15x. But that's still not quite as good as netherrack, which is 1.2. So we're going to use a netherrack rod. And I know this is like way more thinking about it than is probably worth it. But There you go. That's the way I am. I overthink things and then, you know, that's that. So tool rod. Okay. So we've got ourselves another rack rod, tool rod. Another rack tool rod. There we go. Let's get rid of the concrete. Just kind of dumping a few of the things that I don't need. And there we go. Inventory looks a little better. Alright, so another rack tool rod is what we're going to use. We're going to go back in here and we're going to decide what do we want to use for the rest of these. Because if we're going to make a mattock, I don't know. It's probably a very common tool that I don't know the name of. We're going to need the axe head and the shovel head, which pretty much from my looking through it, the better materials are better. So you can see the durability 59, durability 131, and this also affects your mining speed here, which is 4.0. But here iron gives you 6 and higher durability. Flint is between, cactus is weird. Bone's an interesting one again, 200 and 4.0, so it can dig up iron, which makes it almost as good as the iron, of course, but this one can dig up redstone, which is probably advantageous for us. We also have netherrack, which can dig up redstone as well, but has a durability of 131 compared to the iron of 250. So pretty much what we're finding out is iron is the way to go for the tool head. So in order to make iron, I can't just drop. In fact, let's just prove it to myself and to you guys. If I want an axe head, I can't just craft an iron head this way, which is very much like the way you do it in real life. You can't just, ding iron out into a new shape. You have to kind of melt it down and cast it. So I'm going to need an item to cast around. So I'm going to need to create a cast. So I'm going to drop the axe head in this little casting table. And I've got a couple melted fluids in here, or metals in here, molten gold and molten iron. And if I click back and forth between them, I can switch. There's blood in here? Oh, how about that? Whoops. What's selected? Molten gold? Molten gold is selected, so we're going to go ahead and cast this in molten gold. And just a right click on the faucet there, and there it's all done. So now I've got an axe head cast, which now if I come back in here and switch this to iron, there we go, and start it up again, let it cool, we can now get ourselves the iron axe head. And now I've also got myself an axe head cast, which I can save. But if I don't want to save it, I could put it back in here and it would melt it back down and I could get the gold back. But I just assume save it, so let's go ahead and make a chest to start saving the cast that I'm going to use over and over again. So we'll just put that here. Alright, now the next thing we need is the shovel head. So shovel, we can put that away. Shovel head, we can grab the shovel head, put this away. We can put the shovel head in there. Again, select the gold. Make the cast. I love this. What a beautiful animation that is. How well done. How well done is that? Okay. And put that back in, switch this to iron, and fill it up with iron. There's a little bit of a graphical glitch, and that might just be my machine. I don't know. There we go. We got ourselves the iron pieces, so now we can put this together in the tool station. The head, the axe head, and the netherrack tool rod. And there we go. We got ourselves a mattock. Now it is stone-bound and reinforced. It's cool. I wasn't expecting to get both of those. Where does it talk about those? I don't want to say which one's which wrong. Was it that? I don't know. It explains what they are somewhere in this book, and I don't remember where it is. From memory, and this might be wrong. Reinforced is like unbreaking, so it has like a built-in unbreaking effect to it, which means every time you hit the wall or break a block with it, it doesn't necessarily reduce the durability. And then the stone-bound means that it does and this is what I'm not positive on, does more damage the lower the durability is. I think. Alright, now what I am interested in is what happens when it starts to break. What do we need to do to repair this tool? Because I really don't know if it's going to take netherrack or iron or what. Alright, so it's a little bit damaged now. So we should be able to repair it. So let's see, does it take stone? No, it doesn't take stone to repair it. Iron? Takes iron to repair. Can it take netherrack to repair? Since it's got a netherrack tool, no. So we are going to have to use iron to repair it, which is a bit of a bummer. So, that's alright. That's alright. I don't have tons of iron yet, but we'll have tons of iron soon. Well, I have quite a bit. So it's not the end of the world. Alright, I think using the same system, I'm going to go ahead and make myself a pickaxe. But the pick has one different slot that we have to worry about. As you can see here, the pickaxe requires a tool binding. And the bindings can be made out of a number of different materials. Past all the tools here. But I don't know what they do. I don't know what the binding does. Oh, here's the material traits. Reinforced, for each level has a 10% chance of not using durability and stone bound. The tool mines faster as it wears out, but does less damage. Okay, so it mines faster but does less damage, so that's fine. Alright. Material trait, stone bound. See, I don't know what the different bindings do out of these things. So maybe it just adds the material trait to it. I really don't know. So like maybe we would want to use iron to give it reinforced. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a pick off camera. I think what I'll do is another rack rod with an iron pickaxe head and iron binding. So I'll take care of that and I'll be back in just a second. Alright, so I've decided what I want to do here. I've made my pickaxe and it also got the same stone bound and reinforced that this one got. So I don't know what that binding got me. Maybe because I made this out of the iron shovel and the iron axe, it got reinforced one, and this one got it because I did the pickaxe head and the binding, but I don't know. We can add extra attributes to these, which is what I want to do next. We can take the pickaxe, and this is an iron pickaxe, which normally could only mine redstone, but not, better than redstone. So if we put on a diamond, this basically gives it like a diamond tip. It also adds 500 durability, and it makes it able to mine obsidian. So for 1 diamond, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if we end up all of moss, we can make it mossy. Mossies give it, you can see in green there, auto repair. So now we've got ourselves a pretty good pick, I think. It does still have 1 modifier left on it, which we can see here. I could give it Silk Touch, or I could give it Fortune, or like Haste, which is like faster digging. But those are all really expensive, so I don't think I'm going to do that for this pickaxe. Now for the mattock, I'm going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to make it... actually, I don't know if I want to give it a diamond. I'm going to give it auto repair. So we'll go ahead and do that. This way I don't have to spend iron on it. I thought about giving it a diamond, but it's like, you're not mining obsidian with this anyway, right? So what's the point of that? Yeah. You can see a full list of them in the second book, Materials in You, Volume 2. After all of the tools, after all the materials, you get to them. You see diamond adds durability. Emeralds add 50% more durability, which sometimes can be better than diamond. It also looks like it can stack with diamond since you can only put on 1 diamond, single use. Redstone makes it faster. Mossy gives it auto repair. Auto smelt gives, this is like a fire charge thing. It's not a fire charge, it's a fire lava ball thing. I don't know. So auto smelt, I don't know why you would like this one. It'd be an interesting thing to test. Does it give you 2 ingots? Because if it does, that might be worth it. But if it's only giving you 1 ingot, that's definitely not worth it. Here's how you make the ball of moss and the lava crystal. You can also use stone bricks, which makes it easy since stone bricks can be crafted just... well, I don't have enough bricks left to do it, but a circle of... Here. This. A circle of stone bricks and a water bucket. So, ball of moss is actually pretty easy to get your hands on. Where were we? Ball of moss. Lapis gives it luck, which is like fortune. Quartz gives it sharpness, which is like sharpness. Blaze powder gives it fiery, which is like fiery. This gives you life stealing. So every time you hit, you get healed. This gives you silk touch. And then this is how you make the silky jewel. Yep. This one's interesting to me. You can give it an obsidian plate, and it'll add another level of reinforcement, which is cool. Knockback with a piston, beheading with an ender pearl and a piece of obsidian, which gives you lobs off their heads so you can collect them. So this would be good for a sword where you would want to go to the nether to farm wither skulls. Bane of Arthropods, which is a failness. Smite, this is, I forget what this is called, it's on the next screen here. Graveyard Soil. And then I think what you need is Consecrated Soil, this one, in order to do Smite, yeah. And you can add multi-levels of that and make it do even more damage. This one's interesting. This is Flux, which basically makes your tool capable of being recharged rather than taking durability damage. So I could actually, if I were to make one of these flux capacitors, which is not used for traveling through time, but used for it's a capacitor, it's a storage of flux, not a time travel device. Okay, you can also use a redstone energy conduit, and you can actually add modifiers. A diamond and a gold block will give you an additional modifier, and so will another star, and each one of those can be done a single time. So there's a lot of things we can do with these. But for now, I think I'm pretty happy. Auto repair is pretty cool ability to put on a tool. I think it's better than using energy to charge your tool or anything like that. Like we can still, if we like overuse the tool, we could still take it back and repair it. You know, but whoa. What are you? Weird. Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's there. Strange. Oh, I know what that is, now that I see it on more than one block. I don't know the hotkey to turn this off. I've been hitting hotkeys all over the place and turning things on and off and getting confused. This is the indicator that this is dark enough for mobs to spawn, so if I put a torch here, well, bam, goes away. I don't know the hotkey. Hopefully I can figure that out for you for next time. Because, unfortunately, I think we have... we've been at it quite long enough. So, I'm just going to dig out another room here. I don't plan on building down here in beneath the ocean for very long. So these 3 rooms are probably as much as we will ever have. This will be basic utility stuff. This will be our crafting station, so all the different crafting things that we need. And over here we might have kind of bulk storage for the time being, because what I want to do, and it sounds like you guys are very into this from your comments on episode 0, is I want to build ships. Not just any ships, spaceships. Yes, I'm going to build a space armada. And if we zoom out a little bit here, of course there'll be inner atmosphere because we're not actually in space, but whatever. And we're going to point the armada towards the island as if it were under assault by our incredible space armada. Yeah, I am very excited to work on this. I've always wanted to build spaceships in Minecraft, and I kind of have never done it. It's very, very hard in vanilla because, you can't fly. you have to collect a lot of the materials because they're going to be large, so you have to collect a lot of materials. And then in vanilla, you're kind of limited in kind of what color schemes and things you have to work with. But in modded Minecraft, those restrictions are greatly removed. So we are going to have fun doing that. Anyway, that's all I have time for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Mondef, and I'll see you guys next time.